Bienvenue à bord d'Air Canada, membre du réseau Star Alliance. Pour votre sécurité et bon confort, veuillez ranger les articles portant une étiquette blanche sur les sièges devant vous.
It was 12 days ago. I was at this airport and I said we'll be flying on one of Air Canada's new A220s. And things didn't exactly go to plan. 5 days ago, I was in Calgary on that wonderful bike path. And again, I said we'll be on the A220. And well, in that case, my flight was overbooked. I offered up my seat and things actually went pretty well for myself. So perhaps third time is the charm. Today we're going to experience Air Canada's Rapid Air, which covers their Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa triangle. And I believe it's a scalene triangle. Today I'm off to Ottawa, my first time to visit the national capital. And I just got off the bus, about to head inside the terminal, which reminds me I need to put on a mask before I go inside. So come along as we go from A to B, and hopefully, I'm not going to promise it, we'll be on an A220. Once again, welcome back to another video, and my third attempt to fly on the elusive A220. This is the start of 3 videos as we make our way around the highly traveled Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal triangle. We started by taking the elevator from ground level, where public transit is located, up to the departures floor of Terminal 1. And this gets us to the check-in area for our US bound flights. Catch yourself flying out of Terminal 1 to the States, and this is where you'll complete US pre-clearance. Domestic gates and check-in, on the other hand, are on the other side of the terminal, so I quickly made my way there. The airport felt much busier today than when I was here 2 weeks ago. This was a quick trip for me, so I didn't have any checked baggage this day. Now, as I headed to security, I noted this crowd of people here, and usually you could just walk right through to the D gates, but something was going on here. It appeared that Air Canada started to verify the size of onboard baggage which had wheels, so I was actually able to sneak right by. We were then instructed to go through security for the E gates, which is primarily meant for international flights, and thankfully the queue wasn't terribly long, as it often is. Alright, so that was the first time they ever said to go through the E security for domestic flights, which is usually for international, and they said it's faster, but D gates over here at the D gate security doesn't really look that busy at all, does it? On the other side of the glass. Anyways, just this little corridor to the domestic side of Terminal 1. I didn't know that corridor led to that floor with the security there. Out of all my years flying here, never knew that that path existed. But it's good to know for the future. Anyway, it's the morning, so I'm definitely going to get a coffee before we board the flight. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I grabbed my double, and I thought I'd come down here to show you kind of the Rapid Air area. It's usually about the 20s, and we're at gate 31 today, so kind of in that pocket when you come down from security. They try and make it fast if you have connections or if you want to get out of the airport really quickly. And they even made, a couple years back, Air Canada made I think it's called Cafe or something like that. It's like a smaller lounge compared to their larger one, which is upstairs by security. So how they designed it is everything's kind of really close, so you can come and go if you have a connection, you want to leave the airport fast, and just kind of in this pocket. So we're at gate 31 today, and I'll just head there now. And here's our aircraft arriving to the gate at 11:10. And this was the closest I got to this aircraft 5 days ago in Calgary. So at this point, I'm still not 100% certain I'd get on it. But 35 minutes later, and we're boarding. As I take my seat, we're still not in the clear quite yet. There was a mechanical issue with the plane, and initially we were told it would be resolved in 10 minutes, and 10 minutes came and went. We got an update from the flight deck at 12:35 saying that they are continuing to work on the issue, and if it couldn't be resolved, a new aircraft would have to be brought in. Just kidding. At 1 p.m. we were told that we would be good to go, and at 1:17 we finally pushed back. Even though a delay of an hour is less than ideal, it illustrates how safe the flying industry is. All the regulations, checks, and hardworking individuals ensure that we can get from A to B in the safest possible way. Anyway, as we're finally underway, let's go ahead and check out the scouting report for Air Canada's A220s. Today we're on one of the 30 which Air Canada currently operates in their fleet, and they chose to purchase exclusively the longer 300 variant. Consisting of 2 classes, there are 137 seats on board and 3 lavatories. And a fun fact is that this is the very aircraft I came so close to boarding in Calgary 5 days prior, and I only noticed this while I was editing the video months later. The economy cabin has 25 rows in a spacious 2-3 seating configuration, with LED lighting running down the length of the aircraft. The seats are dark gray with red accents and light gray seat backs. The large windows provide lots of natural light on these daytime flights. The seats are comfortable and a slimmer design than what we've experienced on other aircrafts this summer. The adjustable headrest provides added comfort, and the seat reclines, useful for those longer flights. Seatback contains the IFE screen with its audio, USB, and USB-C ports, and credit card slot. The screen easily pivots, providing a better viewing angle. And below is the table and pocket. Seat pitch on the A220 is 30 inches, 2 less compared to the A320, but with a slimmer seat design, it's a little more forgiving. The table is smaller than the standard size, being more optimal to support an iPad or tablet rather than a full-size laptop. And above there's the air control and reading light. And you'll see the iconic illuminated no smoking sign has given way to a Wi-Fi symbol to indicate when it's available. Prices for Wi-Fi depend on distance, and on this short flight I saw the cheapest plan during my travels, $1 for the messaging pass. And as is tradition, this is part of the episode where I invite you to subscribe for continued aviation and travel-related content. The IFE on the A220 is very quick and smooth, and probably the best IFE system in economy in Air Canada's fleet. I especially enjoyed the minimizing feature, so you can continue to watch while browsing. On this flight there was a quick service, offering pretzels and water. I only requested the former as I already had my bottle. There are 2 lavatories at the rear of the aircraft for economy passengers, and they were nice, fresh, bright, with a reasonable amount of space. I did find it funny that the mirror was not in front of the sink. It's off to the side, so you kind of have to bend over to check how beautiful you are. And I'm surprised, especially in today's world, they didn't go with a sensor to control the tap, as this is a high contact area. Overall, once we got going, it was a quick flight over to Ottawa. You could probably tell from the clouds and the video throughout, it was a bumpy flight for the majority of the time. The A220 is used on longer flights as well, and it's a comfortable way to get across the continent. The major difference you see here is that the bistro menu would be offered on those longer routes. Anyway, with the delay that we had, we ended up landing at 2:05. The cost for this one-way economy ticket came out to $155. Alright, so that's Air Canada's Rapid Air to Eastern Ontario. And I'm going to have to check which one is closer, Toronto to Ottawa or Tokyo to Osaka. Both are pretty quick flights. And hey, a third time's a charm. We were able to enjoy the A220. And yeah, it's a nice, lovely regional aircraft. I love the large windows on it and the new in-flight entertainment, especially compared to the older A320s. Definitely a big upgrade there. And nice clean cabin and very smooth flight and very quiet too. You can definitely tell how quiet the A220 is compared to some other aircraft. And yeah, got to Ottawa. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about Air Canada's Rapid Air and the A220, and I'll see you in the next video.